Ready?
Yep.
Hi guys, it's Stephen Hollywood with another episode of Stephen Hollywood Presents, and as you can see I am joined by Mark Field. Mark, how are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you, Stephen. How are you?
I'm good. How have you been since the last time we saw you on here?
Oh, I've been pretty good. Can't wait to get to my next one.
Yes, well you see, we took Mark to House of Pain Evolution 17 yesterday. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Basically it was Mark's first wrestling show. Now there is a vlog. It's the Boys on Tour vlog. It's on Gavin Nuts Fletcher's website, on YouTube channel, sorry. So please check that out. Go and see the vlog. There are interviews on there with Paul Malin and Ashton Smith that I did myself. Apologies, the sound wasn't the best. It was very noisy in the venue. We did try. But yeah, Mark's here today. And we're going to get some feedback off Mark as to what he thought to the show. So Mark, what did you think to your first ever Brit Wrestling show?
I really enjoyed it, mate. Really enjoyed it.
Give us some information. What did you really enjoy about it? Who was your favourite wrestler on the show?
That's hard to say. It was all a good show.
Of course.
But certain wrestlers did stand out. Like LJ Heron stood out.
Yeah.
I thought his character was really impressive. The way he carried himself.
Oh, definitely.
In the ring.
And let's be fair, without sounding gay about it, is he or is he not chiseled? He is ripped. He looks the part of a professional wrestler.
Yeah,
he doesn't look like some scruffy git that's just come off the dole and thought, oh no, I'll jump in the ring for 50 quid a night. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely does. I was very impressed by the Chris Tyler and Ashton Smith match.
Yes.
I was very impressed in that, 'cause as you know, I prefer my high flyers.
Yes, Mark is a big fan of the X Division on TNA. But yes, the High Flyers, they're always impressive. I like the High Flyers. I like another one from a different promotion, Southside, who I believe has just been on, in fact he's looking very well for winning it, on the British Boot Camp 2 for TNA, Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
One of the best high flyers, if not the best high flyer in the UK.
I'm not 100% sure about that because I haven't seen everybody, but he would definitely be right up there.
Oh, 100%.
The main event was really, really entertaining, and as you know, now I'm a big Joseph Connors fan as well.
Yes.
Come on, Joe.
Yes, we've got to get behind Joe Connors. We all like Joe. Joe is definitely one of the best in the UK. I won't say he's underrated. I'd say he's underexposed because, excuse me, other wrestlers that seem to be getting their name put forward for things, whereas Joe is equally as good, if not better. He can sell. He's a worker. You've only seen him play the role of Special Edition Joseph Connors. Wait till you see him as the Righteous. The Righteous Joseph Connors is a character that, even though I know it's a gimmick, when he comes out to the ring, he's playing the part of Joe Connors, the Righteous. He's a guy that I do not want to be stood in front of. Obviously, I've done ringside photographs on a couple of occasions now. Yesterday it was the Special Edition Joseph Connors that walked out to the ring. Had that been the Righteous, I'd have been very wary of getting in his face and taking photographs, I don't mind telling you. Because you never know what he's going to do. He's a very, very solid worker. But let's not get bogged down with that one individual. The other guy that I interviewed yesterday was Paul Malin. What are your thoughts on Paul Malin? That was Joe's former tag team partner with the Predators, which I know is before your time with watching the wrestling. But he used to tag with Joe. They had a massive fallout, as I brought reference to in the interview, which culminated in a year-long feud with Southside. and the way of deciding it was the strap match. Now, like I say, it started out that it was going to be a strap match with a belt. Oh no! They used steel chain. Obviously, when I interviewed Paul yesterday, the first thing I asked him was how was his back, because he posted pictures, as did Joe, on Facebook of welts on their back where they'd been whipped with belts, whipped with the chain, they'd been strangled with the chain. It was brutal. There is an episode of Hollywood Hot Shots showing photos from that match where you can see things that are happening, so please check it out. It is on this channel. Obviously you didn't see all of that, Mark, but that when Paul got in the ring yesterday, he was coming in off the back of that, so he's obviously still suffering. How do you think he performed in the ring?
Well, no offence to Paul, but I thought he was up against a pretty weak opponent, saying Kirby was ill.
Yeah, yes, Marty Kirby coming out to the ring yesterday with a duvet wrapped around him, saying, "I'm ill." But he still put on a good show, and it was funny, it was light-hearted. Wrestling isn't always about beating the hell out of each other. It's about comedy as well, and the comedy there, what do you think?
The comedy was up there. There is some good shots of the dummy and everything that she got, which is now on Facebook.
They're not quite on Facebook yet, but they will be very soon.
Oh.
But no, I have got, there was one point what Paul brought reference to in the interview, where he got given a dummy and he placed it in Martin Kirby's mouth. And Kirby sat there in the ring, sucking around the dummy like he was asleep. Before he realised what was happening, he spat his dummy out and got up. Yes, I did get pictures. They will be on Facebook very, very soon, I promise you. But, so yeah, that's two matches that we brought reference to.
Two matches, yeah.
What do you think to the women? Because women's wrestling in the UK generally, or even globally, gets referred to as, and excuse the language, a piss break. Two women get in the ring, guys get up, they go to the bar, they go to the toilet, whatever. What do you think? Do you think Tony Storm and Charlotte could be described as a piss break?
Well, I don't think so. I certainly didn't get up and have a piss at that time.
That's a very good point. And
I enjoyed the match.
The match was good. The match was technical. Women's wrestling is different to men's wrestling. They have a different style. They have a different way of doing things. But it doesn't mean it's no good. It doesn't mean that it's boring to watch. It's just different. But different can sometimes be good. You've got to remember, these women are very attractive, very fit women that can physically move in the ring. It's eye candy for the men. So why call it a piss break? Why are they not sat there thinking, she's fit, she's fit. We should be...
Quite a lot of the lads like me and Ollie were definitely thinking they were fit.
Especially if we're talking about Tony Storm.
Right.
Tony Storm, that's the young Australian wrestler. She did the meet and greet photos in the ring at half time. She's got a really amazing figure on her. She can move. Boy, can she move in that ring. And I tell you somebody I'd like to see her go against. Somebody else that can move in the ring that's got a really good figure on her, that you know. Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray versus Tony Storm would be a very good match.
Would be a good match.
Because they're both high flyers. Which is always going to appeal to this clan.
And just adding the fact that they're both female is even more appealing.
It's a bonus.
But let's change the...
Okay, you lead conversation.
I really enjoyed the entrances to the tag team match between the Blackpool Blondes and Clark.
The Clarkwood, yes.
Clarkwood, yeah.
Yes, where they came out, the Blackpool Blondes came out with Harvey Dale.
Yep.
And Harvey Dale said that they deserved a proper introduction. So what did Georgie do? The ring announcer, she did no more than get out the ring, go and stand on the stage and introduce Clarkwood. And what did Clarkwood do? Came out and sang what?
I can't remember what the song.
I can't remember the song either. It was a boy band song, and they came out basically like a boy band.
I'm pretty sure it was Backstreet Boys.
I think it was the Backstreet Boys, and they came.
That makes you larger than life.
That's it, larger than life, and they marched their way around the arena, singing to the fans. That is one way to enter a wrestling ring, and start a wrestling match.
And put it this way, they didn't have bad voices either.
They weren't bad. They weren't the best singers in the world, but they weren't bad. I've heard worse on the karaoke.
definitely.
we're going this way. Yeah, I thought we might be. So generally speaking, for your first Brit Wrestling show, have you officially got the bug?
Do you want me to show you how much I've got the bug, Sean?
You could keep your hands to yourself. But seriously,
Right, yes, I have.
seriously, you can honestly say that you'll be coming back. I mean, I do know Harvey Dale spoke to you after the show.
Yeah, he did.
Harvey, the promoter of Hope Wrestling, and I know you reassured him straight away that you're there, you've had a go, you've enjoyed it, and you'll definitely be back. Now, when we go back to Hope, we've got two cool.
Oh.
Brian Christopher, Grandmaster Sexy,
And
Scotty
Scotty
Too
High.
High with the wear. That is going to be,
That's going to be awesome.
yeah, and also on the same card, we've got Chester.
That's
And we've got Zack Knight. And the Hooligans. It's already a stacked card. So guys, don't miss out on British wrestling. Get yourself to a show. Mark's made it. It's not expensive. I mean, we was ringside. Ringside's £11. Where can you go for a night out for £11? You go out drinking in your local city centre, be it Nottingham, like where we're from, or go. I mean, even worse if you're not in Nottingham and you live somewhere like Manchester and you're paying £3.50 a pint.
But there's nothing stopping you having a drink at the wrestling.
You can go to the wrestling show, you can have a couple of beers there and still go home only spending £20. You can spend an extra couple of quid while you're at the show, you can meet the wrestlers. The entire roster. And we're talking people like Scotty Too Hotty, Brian Christopher, along with Jester, and all the best of British talent. It's where it is. British wrestling is up there and it is staying up there.
And it's nice to see it getting more coverage now.
It is. And with things like what myself and Gavin do with Boys on Tour, with Stephen Hollywood Presents, we're bringing you what we can. But like I've said before, it's do business, it's not show business. We can only show you, but you won't find out for yourself until you do what Mark did. I spent a great amount of time talking to Mark about the shows, talking to him about the wrestlers. We even had him as a guest on here on Stephen Hollywood Presents. That before, Mark was up for it, Mark was enthusiastic, Mark liked the idea, he knew what he was talking about. But now we've had Mark at a show, Mark will tell you himself, you need to go to a show, don't you?
Yeah, it's one thing seeing it on TV, it's another thing to see it live, Sean.
And seeing it live is where it's at.
Yeah. And it's paying that couple of quid for the front row is definitely
Worth it, yes. Because you're not just seeing the show when the wrestlers come out, they acknowledge you, you're getting the high fives as they come past you. You're getting the interaction with them when they're in the ring. This guy here sits there at the beginning of the show and I saw him watching. He looked happy enough and he was getting enthusiastic. By the end of the show he's shouting along like the rest of the Marks. He was getting into it, he was getting excited, he was cheering, he was chanting.
But there was a bet made in
I lost.
the Boys on Tour video, which
What was the bet?
the predictions for one certain match.
Yeah, I did actually say with Gav, and bear in mind we're supposed to be the experts because we run the show, that CJ Banks would beat Joe Connors. This clown got it right. So I've got to put my hands up and say, Mark won.
And trust me guys, it won't be the first time I get things right.
So anyway, Mark, thank you for joining us again. It's been a pleasure. And we'll see you on future vlogs. Don't be a stranger. We're going to see this guy all the time. He's part of Boys on Tour now. He's part of the faction. He's part of the team. He's part of the firm.
Yeah. And it's nice to have a sensible face like they all told me.
Yeah.
Instead of two clowns.
He's the sensible one. He's the one that's going to keep us all in check. For Boys on Tour, for Stephen Hollywood Presents, for whatever show we do, you know we're going to give you the best. But for tonight, Stephen Hollywood Presents, that was Mark Field. I'm Stephen Hollywood. We'll see you again soon. Peace.
Thank you.